Well, 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 the LA Lakers, led by the narcissistic, self-obsessed, choking one, LeBron James, have done it for a second consecutive season. Eliminated from the playoffs swiftly in their series by the same team, this time via the gentleman's sweep, which kudos to the King for winning one single game in the playoffs this season. And it wasn't for lack of trying by the Lakers in Game 5 at Denver, trying to stave off elimination again for the second game in a row. And it was a game effort by the entire Lakers roster. D'Angelo Russell had 14 points and 6 assists. There was finally a Rui Hachimura sighting last night with 15 points, while Austin Reeves added 19, including 9 massive clutch points in the fourth quarter, and AD, fighting through a shoulder injury from the midpoint of the third quarter on, was still able to contribute 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. Oh, and don't forget about the Lakers' sixth man and top contributor all season long, the officials, who also showed up and showed out last night as the Lakers outshot the Nuggets 27-9 from the free throw line. And yet, all of it just wasn't enough to get by the three-headed monster of hobbled Jamal Murray, who was questionable coming into this one with a calf strain, Michael Porter Jr., who was excellent all series long, and of course, the mainstay Nikola Jokic. It was those three and little else last night for the Nuggets. Murray, for the second time in 5 games now, provided the heroics and the walk-off game winner. And he had his best game of the series in this one, despite another down shooting night. And for the series, he finishes shooting just 40% from the field and 29% from 3. Jokic, meanwhile, just another ho-hum, quiet, near-historic triple-double, 25 points, 20 rebounds, and 9 assists for him in the closeout game. And for Nikola Jokic, who is on the cusp of winning his 3rd league MVP in 4 seasons, picked right up where he left off in last season's playoffs, where he became the first player ever to lead a postseason in points, rebounds, and assists, finishing the first round of this series in these 2024 playoffs with a per-game average of 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists a night on 59% from the field. And this was, on the surface, a matchup the Lakers wanted as they went out and seized the moment against the Pelicans in the first round of the play-in tournament to lock this rematch in from last year's Western Conference Finals. Though many on the outside looking in were suggesting that the Lakers would be better off intentionally losing that game in order to dodge the Nuggets and instead take on the Thunder, who the Lakers did have a 3-1 record against in the regular season. A strategy that head coach Darvin Ham did not think very highly of, as he suggested it was a strategy concocted from someone who escaped from an insane asylum in his post-game presser. While when he addressed the team following that play-in victory against the Pelicans on the heels of securing the matchup with the defending champion Nuggets, Darv was feeling himself and his team's chances.
We with all the smoke and we ain't ducking no fades.
And quite frankly, you can't blame Darv for his confidence, as King LeBron and AD were also feeling very good about this matchup. In fact, beyond good, great. Hell, they couldn't wait for it.
You know, me and Bron had some conversations like, we can't wait.
Can't wait.
But little did we all know, the Lake Show's confidence wasn't necessarily misplaced, as one could easily make the argument that they were the better team through 4 games, with the Lakers holding the lead for 136 minutes of 192 played in the first 4 games, which was good for 71% of the time. No teams in the postseason this year have led for a larger portion of the series for their first 4 games besides the Celtics and the Thunder. The Lakers led for a larger percentage of their first 4 games than the Timberwolves, and Minnesota not only swept the Suns in their series, they won that series by an average margin of 15 points per game. But the Lakers led for more of their first 4 games than the Wolves, but LA entered their Game 5 down 3-1 in the series. And that inevitably falls squarely on the shoulders which bear the ink of chosen one on them. And LeBron James has been bandying himself around as the GOAT since 2016, closing in on a decade now, since Kyrie Irving won Game 7 in the Oracle of the 2016 NBA Finals.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
And he has been going out of his way ever since to let us all know that he thinks he is the GOAT, traveling with a pair of live GOATs, having his wife introduce him as the GOAT.
The GOAT, respectfully, LeBron James.
And recently, just before the playoffs started, posting this video of him shooting around with his son in the driveway.
I'm GOAT, bro.
Bro.
GOAT. What are you talking about?
But as Bron found out after choking away this wide open shot in Game 2, which was the cherry on the top of a blown 20-point lead, critical shots in clutch time of the playoffs hit a little differently than those driveway jumpers. Just more of the same for the bagless one, who has been vomiting on himself in clutch time for 2 decades now and counting. And with recent reports streaming out from agent and bestie Rich Paul that he expects James to continue playing for another 2 to 3 years, that just means there is still plenty of room left for the king to add to his epic book of failures.